WTVA 9 News is sponsored in part by Adair Carpet and Flooring.
New at 4, a small herd of goats were back in their pen today after they were loose in an East Tupelo neighborhood. Take a look at this video shot by our news director, Pat Peterson, of the 14 animals just roaming around the Housing Authority apartments near South Canal Street. You could barely see some of their heads through a fence, but hey, they did leave behind quite a mess. We asked the City of Tupelo's Development Services Director about what to do if you see a herd of goats coming your way.
Call the Tupelo Police Department. Our animal control unit handles these matters, and they are addressing this matter. So it is under control.
Newman says that a city ordinance classifies goats as livestock, which means they are not allowed in business or residential areas unless there is 1 acre per animal. And in this case, that would mean 14 acres for 14 goats. Now, we reached out to the goat's owner. He was not at home. A Tupelo Police Department spokesperson says there has been no citations issued at this time. Right now, you're taking a live look in West Point, where right now it's cloudy outside. WTVA meteorologist John DeLucic will have a complete look at your Severe Weather Authority forecast.
News at 5 and 6 p.m. Now, your WTVA Severe Weather Authority forecast with meteorologist John DeLucic.
John is back with a look at the forecast, particularly the drought monitor, and just what impact, if any, the rain would have on it tomorrow.
I think the rain will have somewhat of an impact. Will it cease the drought from happening over northwestern sections of Mississippi? I doubt it, but still it may be going in the right direction. And as we've been going in the right direction, gradually chipping away, notice all of East Mississippi now and western Alabama, basically, except for an extreme sliver of northern Tishomingo County and over into portions of Alcorn County, seeing a little bit of a light drought there, but the moderate drought happening around Coffeyville and Grenada, and again, that'll be chipped away with the latest rain shower activity. This will be between now and Sunday, and most of this being later tonight and tomorrow evening. And again, you can see the pockets out there on the lower end, so again, chipping away, but not anything that will totally wipe away the drought for northwestern sections of Mississippi. We do have some showers out there. Most of this not reaching the ground, but just to show you, this is a little bit of moisture. The atmosphere is getting a little more moist as we speak, and the real McCoy, the real stuff from Dallas over toward the Gulf of Mexico, even some hefty thunderstorms in the Gulf of Mexico. We don't have to worry about hefty thunderstorms with this batch. This will be just a bit of low pressure that will pass through our area, give us some light to moderate rainfall. Next week, however, things are starting to look interesting. Remember I mentioned this time of year, storm systems sometimes can blossom, and that one's blossoming. We'll see what happens. We'll certainly fine-tune that as we go through time. Lowers to middle 70s out there for air temperatures for the daytime highs. Still seeing upper 60s, lower to middle 70s out there as we speak. Oxford coming in at 68, Tupelo 72, 74, Niuka and Columbus coming in at 71 degrees. Mostly cloudy. Best way to describe it, there are some breaks in the Tupelo area. You can see those here and there. Same thing happening in the West Point area. Right now, mostly cloudy skies. A few moments ago, I saw a few breaks there. And as we check out the folks out and about under mostly cloudy skies in Starkville, also same thing happening in the Oxford area. Every now and then you get a little ray of sunshine. So next several hours, keeping a chance of little light rain showers in here all the way through the evening hours. Otherwise, we've got partly to mostly cloudy skies. 59 by later tonight to a low of 53. Mild in comparison to the last several nights. Even last night's lows in the 40s. And a couple of nights before, it was, remember, 20s and 30s on Monday morning. Tuesday morning, excuse me. Wednesday morning, yesterday morning, we were in the 40s and again 50s for tonight. So 60s in here for tomorrow, mostly lower to middle 60s. Watch what happens. You get a lot of cloud cover tonight, right? That cloud cover doesn't produce much in a way beyond some isolated showers for most of the evening. However, after midnight, look at that. We blossom some rain, and that rain gets moderate at times. We go through the day tomorrow with some pretty good patches of rain in here. Here we are tomorrow afternoon at 2:30. Again, pretty good patches, some isolated heavier areas. Nothing too outrageously heavy. There's a little thunderstorm possibly down around Kosciuszko. Beyond that, things stay just showery tomorrow. And then we see a lull for the weekend. And then question mark is, Tanya, how much severe weather do we see on Monday and Tuesday of next week? Still fine-tuning that. It's all a question of how things are going to come together. You know, we've gone through several rounds this year. We had one rough one here last week, and then we missed out on a couple of those. So they're kind of like wishy-washy. So it's one of those things that you just have to watch and see. And like right now, we just have to watch that situation for Monday and Tuesday of next week. So folks just need to be on alert for that.
All right. Thanks, Sean, for that update. iPhone maker Apple is in hot water with the Justice Department. Attorney General Merrick Garland today announcing an antitrust lawsuit against the tech giant. Alice Barr has the details from Washington.
In a landmark lawsuit, the U.S. Department of Justice is accusing Apple of monopolizing the smartphone market, squeezing out competition and driving up prices.
Consumers should not have to pay higher prices because companies break the law.
15 states and the District of Columbia joined the DOJ in accusing Apple of consistently using its power and position to illegally undercut competition. In one example, using company emails to show that Apple has intentionally not improved text messaging between iPhones and Androids to keep customers from switching phones. The lawsuit cites a 2022 incident when Apple CEO Tim Cook was asked why the questioner couldn't send certain videos to his mom. Mr. Cook's response, buy your mom an iPhone.
There are some things that we can see with our own eyes that Apple is doing that are anti-competitive. Because you have to use certain Apple products with an iPhone, then it will encourage people to buy only Apple products and not other products.
Our partners at CNBC breaking down how that alleged strategy translates to the App Store.
Because Apple controls that App Store, it has been able to throttle the growth of apps that might compete against Apple itself and also charge higher prices.
For its part, Apple says the company innovates every day to make technology people love, and that this lawsuit threatens its ability to do that, while setting a, quote, dangerous precedent, empowering government to take a heavy hand in designing people's technology. A major lawsuit that could impact the cell phone and the wallet in your pocket. This lawsuit is part of the Biden administration's broader crackdown on what it considers monopolies in big tech. It includes cases against Google, Facebook's parent company Meta, and Amazon. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
A ceasefire in the Israel-Hamas war could be on the very way soon. We'll explain when WTVA 9 News at 4 continues.